Purple reigned in the rain on Friday night. I'm Leland Barclay, and this is the River Valley Sports Report, sponsored by Ashley Air, a local supporter of this show and River Valley sports, schools, and athletes. Boonville defeated Junction City in a battle of purple-clad football powers on Friday night, 42-14 on a cold, rainy night at Bearcat Stadium in the first round of the Class 3A state playoffs. Boonville scored 3 touchdowns in the first quarter, 3 more in the second quarter, and had 428 rushing yards in the first half to cruise to the win. Wingback Trace Hall had scoring runs of 47 and 80 yards and finished with 186 yards on the ground, and had this to say after the game. Take me through the play.
It was a good call by the coaches, honestly. I just saw that gap. I just, had some great blocks by the O-line. Saw that gap, and I just used my speed.
Were you guys worried about their speed, at all coming into this game?
A little bit, yeah. The number 2 and 7, 6'3", 6'4". They're good, I think one of them ran a 4.7. Both of them did, I think, actually. But yeah, they were good. Good guys, those two.
Offensively, your offensive line play tonight?
Excellent, really good, excellent.
All three of you in the backfield, it just seems like everything clicked tonight. You guys feel good on offense?
Yes, sir, absolutely. We hit it.
Fullback Cody Elliott added touchdown runs of 2 and 32 yards, and we talked to him after the game. For you guys tonight?
We had a lot of success with the option plays during our offense tonight.
When you guys saw that it was starting to rain, did you kind of looking forward to the game?
Oh yeah, we were ready for it.
Cody, I love you. Don't forget us, bro. What did you guys think of when you saw the rain? Were you guys prepared to play in it?
Oh yeah, we've been ready for a muddy game. We love it.
Dax Goff staked Boonville to a 7-0 lead with a 38-yard touchdown run, and quarterback Peyton Tatum added a 19-yard scoring run to invoke the Arkansas Activities Association sportsmanship rule with a 42-7 halftime advantage. We talked to Boonville head coach Doc Crowley about his team's performance on a nasty, rainy night in Logan County.
No, we love this weather. The kids take a lot of pride in it. They have a lot of fun, and if it's raining, with these, I don't know. It's a fun time to be a Bearcat if it's raining.
First half, you guys just offensively really clicked.
Yeah, our offensive line's doing a great job. They're really starting to gel, really starting to click. And, you got those 3 or 4 guys in the backfield that can tote it, and it makes it fun to watch. But our offensive line's doing a heck of a job.
Fort Smith Northside and Fort Smith Southside both fell on the road in the openers of the Class 7A playoffs. Southside lost at North Little Rock, while Northside lost at Rogers. The top 2 seeds from the 7A Central and 7A West received first-round byes and play at home on Friday. All 4 of these games should be good ones. The 6A West was what we thought it was all year, tough. The 6A West went 4-0 against the East in the opening round of the Class 6A playoffs, with Mountain Home, the 6th seed, winning at Marion, and Russellville, the 5th seed, winning at West Memphis. Greenwood received a first-round bye and welcomes Russellville to Smith Robinson Stadium on Friday. Walter Woody will provide coverage of that game, which is an intriguing one because when the 2 teams played earlier this year at Russellville, the game was tied at 21-21 after 3 quarters before the Bulldogs rallied with 3 touchdowns in the 4th quarter to win 42-21. Also, Greenwood has beaten Russellville 11 straight years in conference play. The 2 teams have met just once in the playoffs, and Russellville won that one, which was in the state championship game in 2016. David Wheeler, the head coach of the Cyclones, was Russellville's defensive coordinator that season that shut down the Bulldogs in that state championship game. The 5A West lost 3 out of the 4 games in the opening round of the Class 5A playoffs, with the only winner being Shiloh Christian, which is playing in its first season in 5A. Lamar and Ozark won playoff openers in easy fashion in the Class 4A state playoffs. Ozark now, however, has to travel to Arkadelphia, the number 1 ranked team in Class 4A all season. Lamar also has a tough one, but is at least at home against Malvern, a game I will be at Friday night. 3A1 champion Charleston cruised to a first-round win over Gurdon, while Boonville had no problems with Junction City. This week, of course, it gets tougher. Charleston hosts Centerpoint, the 2nd seed out of the 3A4, while Boonville has to make the long trip south to Smackover. The lone River Valley representative in Class 2A magazine was eliminated by Desark on Friday in the opening round of those playoffs. It's a classification that appears wide open after 2 4th seeds upset top seeds on Friday, with Earl beating Bigelow and England beating Derricks. That's going to take us to halftime of the River Valley Sports Report. We'll be right back after these words from our sponsor, Ashley Air. Gimme 5.
The Martins came over, we were having spaghetti when we suddenly noticed that we started getting sweaty as the temperature approached 90 degrees. My buddy said, man, you gotta call AshleyAir.com. When your air conditioner breaks, they're the one you want. AshleyAir.com. They're fast and they're good and they got it going on. The technician showed up the very same day. Got it fixed right and fast, he was on his way. When your air conditioner breaks, you know who to call. There's only one choice, AshleyAir.com.
Gimme 5. These are the top 5 performances of the last week in the River Valley. Number 1, of course, is our River Valley Player of the Week, Ozark senior running back Eli Massingale, who ran for 156 yards and the first 4 touchdowns of the game on Friday in a 45-7 win over Mena for the Hillbillies. Number 2, Charleston quarterback Brandon Scott continues to make his final season a successful one after throwing for 2 scores and running for 2 more to pace the Tigers to a 41-6 win over Gurdon. Number 3, while Boonville's offense was scoring on 6 of 7 possessions in the first half on Friday in the 42-14 win over Junction City, the defense was dominating as well, led by Chase Plymell and Dax Goff. Plymell had assists on 2 of the game's first 3 tackles, which went for no gain, and had a sack in the game. Goff forced a fumble that David Hicks recovered later. Jace Washburn also had an interception for the Bearcats. Number 4, Lamar wingback Lee Harkreader ran for 183 yards and 3 touchdowns in Lamar's 35-7 win over Riverview. The Warriors scored on all 5 first-half possessions and had the mercy rule going by halftime. They ran 33 times for 341 yards in all in the game. Number 5, Greenwood cross-country runner Noah Embry won the Arkansas-Oklahoma All-Star Cross Country Championship last week, making it 2 championships in as many weeks for the senior. Check out every day of the Northwest Arkansas and River Valley Democrat-Gazette, where you will get Players of the Week, predictions, top performers, stats, schedules, scores, and capsules. You'll also want to pick up the Sunday River Valley Democrat-Gazette every week for wrap-ups from 2 selected games on Friday, with the play of the game, player of the game, and an in-depth dive into the game, along with a small college notebook by Kevin Taylor. This past week, we had massive coverage of student athletes from Southside, Northside, Van Buren, and Greenwood who signed national letters of intent in several sports, including baseball, softball, basketball, soccer, golf, and tennis. Basketball season has already started, with most all teams having already played games, but the season really heats up on Saturday at Northside, where the Grizzlies host the first Big Show tip-off showcase beginning at noon. 5 games will be played that game, including area teams Alma, Southside, and Northside. The feature game, though, is at 8 p.m. and pits Link Academy of Branson, Missouri against Accelerated Schools of Denver, Colorado, both of which have multiple Division I talent players, including a player who just signed with the Arkansas Razorbacks. You can subscribe online at nwaonline.com and click the subscribe button, or by calling our customer service line at 479-684-5509. Be sure to follow the River Valley Democrat-Gazette Twitter account, as well as mine, Walter's, and Harold's. You can view and purchase photos from our award-winning Arkansas Democrat-Gazette photographers that can be seen and purchased on our website, nwaonline.com/photo. We're going to wrap up this week's River Valley Sports Report with photos from cold, rainy Boonville on Friday. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more updates like this. God bless you, and we will see you next week.